Welcome back to another FIFA 19 career mode video. Today we're doing some of the stupidest things in career mode at the moment. Now I took inspiration from the latest FNG video. Here's another career mode YouTuber, so make sure you check him out with the link in the description. We have a few funny things to talk about in today's episode, so I hope you do enjoy the video. If you do, hit the like button for me. Let's get to 500 likes. And if you're new around here and you want to see more content like this, hit the subscribe button today and the notification bell, and you won't miss anything. In this video we're going to be featuring a few things that you guys don't enjoy about career mode and a few bugs and glitches as well. You guys have been sending in a few things for the career mode things we hate series, and if you want to continue doing so, you can leave a comment on this video or you can DM me on one of the social media sites. And I guess this video also counts as another things we hate about FIFA 19 career mode video as well. Now I've spoken a few times about unrealistic fixture pile-ups in a few career mode things we hate videos, but this one tops the lot. This one is the worst thing I've ever seen. 2 games in one day. And I know that Ree is not the only one that sent me this, because there's been like 5 or 6 people that have actually sent me this where they've copped 2 games in one day. The problem is you don't even know that you have 2 games in one day until it actually happens. So the first game he finished 2-2 against Sheffield Wednesday. It was on the 25th of January 2020. And then when he went back to his dashboard, it said play match again against Shrewsbury on January 25th, 2020. So it's the same day and you have to play a cup game and a league game. This does not make sense. The game doesn't even tell you on the calendar. It just sort of happens and then you got no choice, you know. Obviously, if you don't have a good second team, your squad is going to be physically exhausted by the end of the day. Now, I can understand having a day off, you know, before the next game. I've put up with that for a few years now. But having it on the same day, it just doesn't make any sense. Like, what the hell do the players do? Just go straight on the bus to the next stadium to play another game? Where do the fans go? Do they go home? Do they go to another game? Just doesn't make sense. It's one of the worst fixture things I've ever seen. So a few people reported this issue, but the first person to send me the image was Phaser, and he showed me an image where when you check the standings, apparently you can play up to 60 games now in the Premier League, and you can actually get points of like 150. This is totally unrealistic because the Premier League stops at 38 matches. I don't know how the hell this happened, but it's just your average career mode bug. And while we're on the subject of looking at tables, on the top there is the FIFA 18 version of your standings, and on the bottom is the FIFA 19 version. Now obviously with the FIFA 19 one, it looks a bit better, you know, presentation has improved. It's also got the scores and fixtures on the right, but one thing that needs to be added again is the goal difference column on your league table. For some reason they thought it was a good idea to get rid of this column. They certainly have the room for it, and the goal difference column is very useful in determining, you know, who's going to be on top if they end up on the same points. It's just little things like this that irritate career mode players because EA always removes stuff every year and there's no reason to remove anything. So this next one comes from Connor, and he doesn't like that youth players refuse to go out on loan even if they're nowhere near the first team. So I decided to do a little FIFA 19 career mode experiment, and I decided to sign a few youth academy players and try and get them out on loan. So the first one I did was Sean Hughes, and there was an offer from Chicago Fire, and that turned out to get rejected, which is not good. And then we got another offer for another player called Harvey Murphy, and I accepted that one, and that one was rejected as well by the player. Now the problem with this is the youth players should be the easiest people to get rid of because they're young, you know, they're just starting their careers. You would think that they want to get that experience under their belt, and in fact they're the ones actually refusing to go and leave the club, so it just doesn't make sense. I'm not sure why they're so hard to get rid of, you know, it doesn't give you a reason, it just says loan move was rejected by the player. So they need to work on this because youth players should be the ones that go out the quickest, you know. The offers for these players come in quick, but they just keep rejecting everything, and it's not good when you want to try and develop these players by sending them out on loan, because there's no use keeping them in your reserves list because they're not going to really do much and they're not going to grow as quick. So this next one comes from Gilla, and the thing that bothers him is the FIFA 2022 World Cup. So in career mode it takes place in June. You can see on your screen I'm about to end the season on the 30th of June, and there's FIFA World Cup happening right there. So I think I'm going to forgive EA for this one though, because this is going to be a very hard thing to predict at the moment because no one knows what's going to happen in 2022, how the fixtures are going to look like, because putting a World Cup in the middle of November and December stuffs up a lot of the European leagues. And of course, you know, the World Cup has like a month before where the players go into camp and they train. So I think come 2022, I think a lot of European leagues are going to start a month earlier, maybe finish a month or two later as well. It's just going to stuff up a lot of the fixtures for those leagues. And can you imagine the fixture pile-ups that are going to occur if EA put in a November-December World Cup at the moment? You know, we already have 2 games in one day. Don't be surprised if we have 3 games in one day. Now, Anthony sent this one in, and this one is another stupid one. He says, how the hell does this happen? The guy is 35 years old. So In the news section, there was a thing that came up for Robin, and it says expectations high for Robin debut. Robin, who was recently called up from the youth team and is expected to make a debut as a fully fledged member of the Celtic squad. A noisy group of fans were present outside the stadium following the announcement by Hughes. I'm really happy he got moved up from the youngsters. Keep in mind this guy is 35 years old. Began one starry-eyed young fan. We used to watch him all the time in the youth team matches, and he was always one of the best. Oh my goodness. He played in the youth league probably 20 years ago. It's unknown whether the Celtic manager will select a 35-year-old, and then it even mentions he's 35 years old. I don't understand this at all. Though it's clear his supporters are eager to see him play. Oh my goodness, this one is terrible. 1 minute, Robin is playing in the youth league, and 1 minute he's 35 years old. So I don't understand. No one proofread this one. You know, for a game mode that didn't change much from FIFA 18, there's certainly a lot more bugs, I think, this year. Now this one doesn't make sense as well. Aiden sent me this photo and he told me that Man United signed 8 right backs in his career mode. Now, as a United fan myself, I'll admit, you know, our defense is pretty bad. We need a few more players to come in as soon as possible. But the problem is, I think we need more centre backs than right backs. You know, there's no need to have 8 right backs. You can only play 1 at a time. And once again, it's just another good example of the AI doing stupid transfers. You know, before United used to sign a lot of strikers when they didn't need to. And maybe some would say they need to now as well. But in this year's game, there's still evidence of poor transfers by the AI. There's also a bug going around in career mode where the match day one to watch thing comes up and it says that the player is a goalkeeper when they're not a goalkeeper. And the first image was sent in by McDonough, and you can see there it's in German, but the position is goalkeeper. It's just in German, and Saul is definitely not a goalkeeper. Here's a second image. This one is in English. It was sent in by Fardink. Apparently Griezmann is now a goalkeeper as well. It says player to watch, position goalkeeper. So that's another little bug going around in career mode at the moment. So this one was sent in by Kane, and this is what he told me. He said the CPU buys players and gives them stupid kit numbers. For example, he said that Man United bought Griezmann and then they gave him the number 38, which is not his usual number. The problem with this is I know that it's extremely annoying for a lot of people, but I don't think there's much you can do about it, because if Griezmann goes to United, you know, in career mode, Sanchez already holds the number 7, Rashford's already number 10, and the game's not going to swap the numbers around, and never does. So the only numbers are the remaining ones which are not taken. The only thing that the game can do is give him like a lower number, which is going to look better than 38, but the problem is at the end of the day, if it's not number 7 or maybe number 10, whatever the game gives him is going to be unrealistic to a lot of people, so I don't think there's much you can do really. This one was a tweet posted by the FIFA info, and he says, why is EA showing me this like I've never played career mode before? And I've got this message as well. It's so random, it just pops up a few times here and there. This one is about contract clauses, but I think there's a few other ones, and it's got to do with the transfer negotiations in career mode. Now, this was a new feature from last year's game, so I don't know why they're still sending out these messages. I think a lot of people already know how these things work in career mode, so it just goes to show what kind of a mess career mode's in this year. I still remember making the videos back before the beta came out about how there were strong rumours that manager customization was coming this year, and press conferences as well, and everyone was so excited. But once that beta came out and everyone saw it was the same thing, it just went downhill from there. Now this is going to infuriate some people that don't play Ultimate Team or can't stand it, but Chrigz Gaming, who is another YouTuber, posted this image on Twitter. When he logged into FIFA 19, he got a message, and it's a claim your pack thing for Ultimate Team, but it's based around career mode. So this is what the message says. Because you like career mode, we recommend squad battles as a great place to start in FIFA Ultimate Team. Basically saying squad battles is the same as career mode, you know. Manage custom squads and compete in weekly single player competitions to earn rewards to grow your club, and then you can get some rewards when you claim your pack now or something like that. Now if this isn't evidence to suggest that they want people to jump onto Ultimate Team, then I don't know what is. You know, this is not good. You can tell that EA really focus on Ultimate Team because that is the money maker. I'm pretty sure most career mode players know that Ultimate Team exists, and if we wanted to play Ultimate Team, we would actually go and play it. We don't need these little incentives and little messages to come up on our screen. So those were a few of the stupid things in career mode at the moment that a lot of people have sent in to me.